It's really good. So I went like years ago, but I saw David Copperfield, and David Copperfield, is old time, like kind of old school magical act. And, it's a pretty small theater in the MGM, but he's been doing it forever. And I went in there and I thought, okay, this is going to be kind of hokey, and it's not going to be very good. And I came out of there, I'm like, that was one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life. It's so crazy. Like, the stuff is, he's definitely a master of his craft. He'll take like a beach ball and then he'll throw it out in the audience, and he goes, I want one person to catch it, and that person throws it to another person, and then it goes like 4 layers deep, and then he brings that person on stage, and then he goes, what do you have in your pocket, or something like that. And then at the end, he has this big thing where he's levitating off the stage and flying around the room. Like, it's very, very cool, and it's very
around the room himself.
Yeah, but
I wonder how he did that.
Magic.
It's actual magic. Yeah. No, he's harnessed the power of flight for himself. I think it's wires. It's but
I like that in sci-fi and fantasy, by the way, when the bit is that the guy has magic and he chooses to become a magician, like a show magician, because he can just abracadabra and everybody's like, wow, he saw the guy in half, great. But he's really sawing the people in half or something. Always like that little trope.
It's like that. What is it? The Prestige or whatever. They think he's magic, but he's actually just creating a perfect double of himself and killing himself every night.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
Yeah. Sorry, spoilers.
It would be. It's actually way less impressive to be magic and put on a magic show than it is to not be magic and put on a magic show.
But what if you had to kill yourself every night?
Yeah, but it was always like a different version.
It's kind of impressive to have magic, though. Like,
I just
feel like that'd be cool.
It's cool to have magic, but if your whole bit is you're doing magic on stage and you are magic, you're not doing the David Copperfield playthrough in your head of to make this look real, I have to do this, and I have to do it from this angle, and I have to have a person who kind of is this archetype, so I can guess correctly. You don't have any of that lead up. You're like, what am I going to do for my show? I'm going to magically saw this lady in half.
Yeah,
magically.
Yeah,
and then you don't. So it's just not as impressive. It's like, if you were it's the same way. If you had super strength and you were the best lineman in NFL history, that's less impressive than just being a guy who's an awesome lineman because he works real hard.
Yeah, but I mean, let's say if you're in the Harry Potter universe and then you become a magician in the Muggle world, does that cheapen it, or are you opening these people up to to actual magic? I don't see that as cheaper because you're born with it.
Have you guys seen a real magician, Kyle and Taylor?
Not a real one.
Maybe at a birthday party when I was
a real actual magic.
Never a real deal one. I have very little exposure to warlocks in day-to-day.
I went to a show.
Have you ever seen a wizard in real life?
And it was really impressive. I was young, but one of the things I remember is he flew a light bulb around the room. This is a big room. There's hundreds of people sitting there. And the light bulb came close to us, and we weren't even that close to the stage. And I was like, and the way it moved, it wasn't like on a long string. It would move and stop on a dime and then zip somewhere else. And I'm like, I never did figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. No, I don't think I have seen a magician in person, actually. I'm not drawing a blank. Cool. I don't think I have. No.
I've never seen a real one.
You
certainly not a real one.
I went to a Criss Angel show in Vegas, and Criss Angel was the complete opposite of David Copperfield. So he was about an hour late to his own show, and people were getting real belligerent in the audience, and his show was absolute trash.
Really? It was, the Mind Freak failed you?
Yeah, Mind Freak done freaked me out of my money. So it was I don't know if he's still doing a show. He might be, but it's just whatever you saw on the show, you realize that everything on the show is just very, I mean, it's obviously very scripted and made for that, but it doesn't translate well to stage at all.
Yeah, that was funny.
The show would have gone better if he was on time, or did he just lose the crowd immediately?
He was losing the crowd pretty quickly. But the fact that he also on top of that was late, and people were, these people were drinking all night and they wanted to see something fun, and then they were sitting in their seats for an hour.
I like the idea that the crowd like had an informal contract where they were gonna fuck up this performer for fucking up their night. Like
it's in his pocket.
Yeah.
Take his jacket. Don't give it back to him.
I remember watching.
She's scrunching up at the other end.
I remember watching the Mind Freak show on. I don't even remember. It was maybe MTV. I don't remember what channel it was on, but the Mind Freak show, True TV, maybe like way back in probably 20 plus years ago, and he would always be walking there, and always he's looking so casual with his eyes only like halfway open, like we're gonna. I'm gonna pick a random group of people, and then he'd like walk past 60 people to find the closest black family. And it was like why? Oh, really? You're just randomly picking people again?
Yes.
And you're always going to black people who absolutely love magic? Like, come on. Like, he never stopped and was like, I'm going to do tricks for this fucking Vietnamese family. They'd be like, you tricked me. It's not real.
Well, it's kind of like the opposite to David Blaine. You know, like the whole magic of David Blaine was that like I'm just gonna do this thing for a very long time. Like I'm just gonna stand up for 4 days and like, okay, cool.
I like David Blaine.
Yeah.
Like
I'm gonna be underwater for a week and a half.
I love that. Yeah,
I saw David Blaine's interview about when he held his breath for. At the time, it was the world record for holding your breath. It's been since beaten, I think. But he's like, well, I was looking at how to like cheat it. And we were looking at installing a device in my windpipe. And then there were these rebreathers. And we finally decided the best way to do it was just to do it for real.
Yeah.
So he starts doing these breathing exercises with deep sea divers. And he trains for like a year or two. And he talks about like what he was going through mentally, breaking the record. Because I don't remember what it was, but it's like 18 minutes or something stupid. Like it's crazy long. He went with like holding his breath. But he talks about having hallucinations and going through this crazy shit. And he talks about, he's like, but the thing is, I'm an illusionist. So nobody believed I really did it.
Well, that is, risk in the trade. When you make all your bones off of like throwing a deck of cards at a deli window and then the 7 of hearts is stuck.
That was incredible. How did he do that?
I don't know. And I liked that one.
I love that one.
Dude, I just checked the longest breath hold. 2021, a Croatian guy did it for 24 minutes and 37 seconds.
How many?
24 minutes and
how much brain damage did he have after that? Like he wasn't okay after that.
It said he pre-breathed 100% oxygen before the record attempt. I guess that's allowed. That seems a little cheap, but that's still insane. Like
it is. He also
of
tried to break the non-oxygenated record, but he didn't get it. He stopped at 8 minutes 58 seconds, which is still wild.
David Blaine's record is 17 minutes.
That was David Blaine without oxygen, about 9 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Every once in a while, I'll just randomly decide to time how long I can hold my breath on my phone. Do you guys ever do that? Like every couple of years, I'll just randomly.
I used to do it tons as a kid. Like for some reason, it was something I must have watched a movie or something. And so when there was like downtime in class, I would watch the clock and hold my breath to see how long I could hold my breath.
It's crazy the difference as an adult versus being a kid. Because I remember as a kid, it was like I thought a minute was like a crazy amount of time to hold your breath straight. And then even now, like my fat ass out of shape, like I can easily do 90 seconds plus every time I like do little try. It's probably been a year since I've been high enough on my couch to be like, I wonder how long I hold my breath.
I'll give you $5 if you can hold your nose for 90 seconds. Mouth closed, nose held.
Hold my nose?
Because I'm trying to avoid cheating, right? We can all do the thing where we barely breathe.
Okay. How about it? So I have to go, but before I do that, I think I can do that.
Let's see.
I will mouth closed, hold your nose.
I'll put my mouth on the microphone so you can hear if I'm breathing. Okay.
I don't want that. I want to see your.
You don't want ASMR mouth noises?
I do.
Okay.
I'll pay for that.
Okay. We'll do it. We'll do an honor system here. I'll tell you if I breathe. Okay.
Pinch that nose. Woody wants the nose pinch.
If your nose isn't pinched, this isn't even a thing.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Someone time it.
I'm working on that. So I'm at 45 seconds now. I'm going to give him credit for like 42 starting ish.
Okay.
I'm just looking at the recording time in the top left. He started at like 3 hours, 5 minutes, and 33 seconds. And it's now 3 hours, 5 minutes, 52 seconds.
A lot of times in movies when they're having to dive to the bottom of the pool, there's a Mission Impossible where Tom Cruise has to hold his breath and do this crazy thing. There's a liquid cooled server he has to swim down into. And I hold my breath along with him, and I can't hold my breath as long as Tom Cruise. It just the excitement of watching the movie has my heart beating a little, but I'm like, he's swimming though. Any sort of physical activity just ruins my ability to hold my breath. Like I could do like 2 lengths of a pool, like a backyard pool. Like, and when I come up the other end, I'm but
yeah, I bet Woody's probably the best at this. Like all
I
that
used to be good at it. I don't know if I'm good now. Yeah, I used to train that in swimming.
It'd be so funny if he made his camera freeze and just left and like 5 minutes from now.
All right. So I had him at about 42 to 55, 1 minute 13 seconds ish. What'd you get?
Tom Cruise beat you again.
Yeah, based on the timer, it was like minute 15 or so, but pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Pretty solid.
All right, guys.
There'll be no fiber headed your way, of course.
By the way, Tom Cruise held his breath for 6.5 minutes underwater for a scene in Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation.
That's Scientology, man.
The GOAT.
That's crazy. What was the longest you ever held your breath, like in like your swimming prime, or did you not even record?
We never did it with that activity. Like we would do things where we were allowed one breath per lap. Like that's a thing we would do, and that we'd go on for like 8 laps. But I never like just held my breath underwater for time.
How long is a lap as far as like time? Like 30 seconds?
Well, that wasn't a fast lap. It would be like, let me think. 2 laps is about 50 seconds at race pace. 1 lap was probably like 30 seconds a lap.
Dude, doing that 8 times in a row, that's kind of got to suck by the end.
I used to be in shape, yeah. Yeah, but like there is a pride thing to it because some people, you do a flip turn, so there's no breath there, and some people would like touch and do like a turn fit for butterfly, not for freestyle, and it's like you fucking puss, you failed. Everyone knows you failed. We all saw it. Yeah, I didn't want to be that guy.
That's fair. But yeah, I'm so distanced from the swimming world. My brother was my youngest brother was on swim team as like a young kid, and he was really, really good. He was winning meets often, and then he got to the age where like middle school age, where he was like becoming a man more and would have to wear those jammers, which are like it's like a Speedo that is also it's like a shorts length Speedo, and he was I think like one of his friends or something like said that was gay, and that was all it took for him to be like, I'm pivoting. Like I'm pivoting to a different sport. And it was
dude,
like,
I wish I had really jammers. We wore the tiny little bikini style back in the 90s.
Yikes.
Oof.
Yeah. And
that would drive me away from the sport.
You'd shave everything that bathing suit didn't cover.
Oh, I wouldn't want to do the
I think Kyle's the inverse of that. He shaves only what that bathing suit covers.
Yeah.